Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
That's just fire.
Sir.
Shout out to E for making these transition videos, man. You're
Hell
a
yeah.
I can't wait to see the
fire.
fighting, the boxing one, or what is that other sport? No, I'm just kidding.
I gotta call John Jones.
You're gonna
Man.
get kicked in the rib cage.
Yeah, God, dude. Let's talk about these standings, man. Saul, how
Absolutely.
we feeling? You get the West. Let me get the East this time.
Okay, cool, man. I'll go.
No. You get the East because your boys are there. Okay?
That's my baby.
How about that?
That's my baby.
Yeah,
That's my baby.
Gotcha.
All right, so rounding out the East, man, going into this week, we always just go over the top three. Top three right now is Cavaliers finally took their first loss. They're still in first place with 15-1, and then the Celtics, the team they lost to, went 12-3. The Orlando Magic, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at 9-6. They got two tough games coming up. More one versus the other. Tonight they play the Clippers. Tomorrow they play the Lakers. That's gonna be a good game. That's a must-watch game. I'll get in a deep dive here with the Orlando Magic in a few minutes. But yeah, that is the top three. We got Cavs, Celtics, Magic, and number 3.
I do want to point out the Knicks are actually one game behind the Magic. They're 8-6. So shout out to them. Also doing fantastic. Magic 6-game win streak.
That's gonna be a hot take.
Hey, we talked about it. We said, could they survive without him? And
They're surviving.
They're thriving right now.
Who's your boy?
No, I gotta save it for. I gotta save it for the thing. But
okay.
I can't help it. Paolo Banchero.
Before we jump to the West, I do want to talk about who's dead last, and I just want to kind of give this team some slack right now. The 76ers are dead last, not only in the East, but in the league.
In the league.
2 for 11.
Rough game. Rough team.
That's bad.
With talent.
Crazy
don't understand
talent, though.
Don't understand it.
That's what doesn't make any sense. Thinking about no, this is no shade to you. Roster-wise, them and the Magic, you would think it would be flip-flop.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Without Paolo, like you would
think.
Yeah.
No, but it's
crazy.
But I want to save this for my Orlando thing. But we're forgetting Wendell Carter's out too. That's 1 and 2.
Yeah, they're missing their 2 biggest pieces. It's rough. And they're
but I'll get. I digress. We'll get into that. We'll let Damon go into it.
Back to stomping on the Sixers. Yes, you're absolutely right. If you look on paper at the Sixers roster, and I wish I had it pulled up, they have it looks like they have depth. They have a really good team. They have a lot of notable names, and it looks like they should be winning ball games. Unfortunately, they're not. They're abysmal. 30th in points per games in the league, 29th in rebounds per game in the league, 30th in assists per game in the league. They are awful. Awful. Their best player, Joel Embiid, has only played 3 games this season. Versus Miami, played 31 minutes, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Does that sound like an MVP?
It's not good.
Okay.
Not good.
Versus Orlando, 33 minutes, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Solid, not Embiid. Versus the Knicks, 26 minutes, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. All losses. They're horrible.
They really are.
What's wrong? I just don't get it. Is it just the fact that Embiid hasn't played enough games?
So this is their rotation. You got Paul George, Caleb Martin, Joel Embiid, Jared McCain, and Kyle Lowry. Hello?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Holy shit.
I mean, you have Tyrese Maxey.
Unacceptable.
You have, I think Kelly Oubre is also on that roster.
Yep.
I mean,
Oubre.
they have depth. It's just that these
the chemistry's not clicking.
It's true. That is very true.
By the way, they're losing currently to the Memphis Grizzlies 40-33 in the second quarter.
Yes,
they'll probably lose this game anyway. Grizzlies are actually a pretty solid team and
decent team.
Decent.
They I hate to say, I'm not a hater. I want them to win. I want them to be successful. They suck.
For sure.
Yeah.
Cavaliers, by the way, we mentioned them. They are hosting the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. They're winning at halftime 69-55.
I think they win that game.
Oh, soundly. They're
Pelicans
without
are
Zion,
good.
I believe. I don't think Zion's playing tonight.
And there's
Pelicans aren't a huge threat, unfortunately, for them. But let's go west.
Let's get it.
Warriors.
coming from the west side.
Warriors up top, 10-3.
And weren't they like down
Okay.
last week? Weren't they down last week? Or were they always up top?
I think they've been up for the last week so far.
Since last week I looked at it and they were number one out that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they lost. I think they only lost yesterday. I could
Good for them because especially after last season and the season before,
It's true.
it's back to where they back to square one where they were.
Yep. Now they're back on top
Indeed.
without Clay.
Without Clay.
I actually don't know where the Magic are in the standings, but I know it's not top 3. OKC in second place, 11-4. More wins than the Warriors, but one more loss, which puts them right behind them. OKC still dominant.
Currently
Lakers.
playing the Trailblazers. They are trailing the Trailblazers 23-25.
Who? OKC?
OKC.
The Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Come on.
Lakers.
Oh, I saw a smile on your face.
6-game win streak.
What
Go,
up?
baby.
What up, Fat
Let's
Boy?
go.
Nah, listen. And I told y'all not to push the panic button, Laker people.
It's true.
It is too early, and look what happened. They're in the top 3. They're in the top 3 right now. And I know, and I get it's still an early season, but hey, nevertheless, the Lakers are still playing really good basketball. So
They are playing great. Having the team centered around AD with JJ Redick as a coach is
JJ
working
Redick,
beautifully.
godsend.
Connect last night with 39 points, 9 3-pointers. Whew, that boy caught fire. He was incredible. Incredible. And I also want to touch on the Rockets that are 10-5. Right behind the Lakers, only one loss behind, so. But at the bottom, at the very bottom, with only one more win than the Sixers, is the Jazz. There's not much to say
Utah
about the Jazz.
Jazz.
It's just crazy because, like I said, obviously I took a long break from watching basketball, but like the Jazz were always a top 10, top 18 when I was watching back then. They always had a solid. They didn't go far, but regular season they were always a threat. It's just crazy to see them just drop the way they have.
Yeah, they weren't bottom of the barrel.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. Let's go Magic. How you doing,
think-
Q?
I think you could blame it on their roster just not being as strong as other teams, especially in the West. It's tough. You really have to have a super solid roster in the West. And a lot of their guys that are notable are just younger. They're just there's no true like leader. There's no true like, oh my God, like we're playing that guy tonight. Like no, there's great players over there, but they're just not ready. And I think that's the story.
Yeah.
I want to ask y'all something,
What's up?
and I've noticed it the last couple. I guess it was probably yesterday. The court at TD Garden where the Boston Celtics played. Do you guys like that?
They're
Green.
changing it because it's tournament.
Oh, because it's
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah,
Do you,
Yeah.
do you mess with
Emirates
this one though?
Yeah, it's
I like
cool.
them.
I think they're cool. I
I
think
like
I
that
like
they're
the
different
I like the
colors.
crazy stuff on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
sir. Hey, just like Fat Boy said,
Yes,
make sure you hit
sir.
that like button if you're in here. We appreciate you spending your Wednesday evening with us. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting that follow button. Follow all of our social media platforms. We appreciate all the interaction in the community.
we got a couple people here talking about let's go Magic. So
yeah.
why not let's jump into the Magic, baby?
Jump into it.
Let's do it.
I have fully adopted the Orlando Magic as my team.
Here we go.
And it's been fun, man. We started off the season nice. Paolo with a big 50-point game comeback behind win. Like we were cooking, and then boom, oblique, done. Wendell Carter, done. We go on a 5-game skid. And I was still hopeful. And I said, as long as we go 500, When these boys come back, we're chilling. But we're doing better than that. We're doing better than that. Right now, we are on a 6-game win streak. Damian, drop them scores, dog.
We have, and I'm going to go from recent all the way back to right before their first loss. Actually, I'll talk about their loss in this streak. Most recently, they played the Suns. Now, I must mention, the Suns are Kevin Durant-less. Nonetheless, they are a Western team, a very powerful team, a very playoff contention team. 109-99 Magic win. Versus the Sixers, the abysmal Sixers, 86-98 Magic win. Versus the Pacers, 90-94 Magic win. Hornets, 89-114. Wizards, 94-121. Pelicans, 88-115. All wins. 6 straight wins, 5 of those wins being at home.
Those last couple were pretty big deficits too.
Yeah.
Last time they lost November 4th against OKC, second seed in the West. So, I mean,
pretty respectable.
We knew that they would struggle a little bit against the tougher Western Conference teams during this whole run without Paolo. But I mean, Magic they're just playing really good ball.
They're bringing the magic.
Absolutely. I am loving every minute of this basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this. They have been doing this without Paolo, without Wendell Carter. They're doing this with who? Right? You start to really think about it, man. The last 6 games they've played, they've held all opponents under 100 points. Pelicans with 88, Wizards with 94, Hornets 89, Pacers 90, Sixers 86, and the Suns 99.
True.
Franz Wagner is. I found out that it's Wagner. It's not. It's a W, but it's pronounced Wagner. He's such a versatile player, man. The way this man is playing, he is. Y'all know how tall this man is? He is 6'10". And the way he's moving the ball, his shot is so delicate. Everything. He's such a versatile player, man. He's really stepped up without having those key pieces in there. He's averaging 22.9 points a game, 5.5 rebounds, 5 assists. He's shooting about 47% from the field goal range, man. In the last 6 games, he's averaging 29 points, 6.3 assists, and 6 rebounds. The guy is playing lights out basketball. Now, the reason why I brought up those scores and they're holding them all under 100 points, man. The defense is playing so well. They needed to find an identity. The team needed to find an identity. We went on a 5-game lose streak. Everybody's up. That's expected. Blah, 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 blah. We're just going to let it go because they don't have their star players. No, man. Instead of just settling, they found their identity back of being a really great defensive team. They picked up the pace from last year, right? Jalen Suggs and KCP, man, are playing so freaking well defensively. It is insane. I love watching this. If you like old school basketball, this is the team to watch. And this may sound like I'm going over the top here, but if you really do, if you like block shots, if you like contested, if you like steals, if you like the fucking slams after the steal, this is the team to watch.
If you like a really good theme song, this is the team to watch.
No, it's not.
God, I wish we had
Oh
it.
my gosh, no.
It's so good.
Oh no.
It's so good.
I had that song stuck in my head for like a week. And
Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic.
That one.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Sounds like a cartoon.
Anyways, and then let's not talk about Anthony Black, man. He is coming off the bench and he is playing. Okay, so if you look at him last year, right? Last year, you're kind of like, oh, man, this guy kind of flopped a little bit. He's kind of like, we wasted our money. We wasted our pick. And the way he's playing right now, he's all around just his movement with the ball, his movement with finding the open shots, everything. It just looks so good. It looks like the guy that we wanted. He's playing off the bench against the Suns. He scored 20 points, 4 rebounds, and had 9 assists, and he was shooting 50% from the field goal.
It's awesome. He's incredible.
I just love how the team has adjusted without Paolo. And let's be honest. All right, man. Have a good night. We appreciate you.
Oh yeah, we appreciate you stopping by. Skull, baby.
He's also a guard, and he's holding opponents to 39% fucking from the field goal range.
It's awesome.
He's holding them to 25% from the 3-point range. He's playing great ball, man. It's exciting to watch, dude. I'm telling you, like, this is fun basketball. It is really fun basketball, and I can't wait. You know, if we end the show early enough, I'm putting the bitch on. And I'm going to sleep watching it. Like, I cannot wait to watch it, man. And then on top of that, just to end it off with the Magic here, the Magic is the first team to hold an opponent to less than 100 points for 6 games straight since 2018. It's a great stat, man.
But I do want to just say about the Magic. This is the final point.
Hey, look at that. Those are 2 handsome gentlemen right there.
2 handsome gentlemen.
Look at that.
I don't know about the one on the left. He's a little ugly.
Damn. Okay. All right.
I do want to say the Orlando Magic. The best thing about all this is that they are young, and they have only up to go. Like,
oh yeah,
it's incredible that they're this good this season with all these younger pieces and without even their star player. Like, that's hats off to them. We're definitely going to be keeping an eye on them, talking about them more this season. So
we got to go to a game. We got to figure out what game we're going to.
I know.
We do.
It'll be like I said. It'll be outside of the holiday season.
Yeah, for sure.
I just got too much going on, but
I wonder if they play in town when the Pro Bowl's here. Is that when we try to get E down here, we all just for collab?
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
We'll look into it.
Yeah, we'll look into it.
All right, E. I mean,
hold on before we get on though. Asking you shall receive, my man.
Yes.
No.
I think this is it.
Oh, I really hope it's it. So good.
It's so fantastic and out of control. You can feel the power under your feet. Abracadabra, razzmatazz, slam dunk, some Hocus pocus, alakazam, gonna set the spirit free. Orlando Magic, Orlando Magic, Orlando Magic.
Thank God.
y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready for that.
Sounds like they just put together last
that's
second.
a hell of a way to. That's a hell of a way to end our Orlando Magic segment.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. That's the best way. All right. So, are we talking about the GOAT now?
LeBron James.
No, we're not talking about Michael Jordan. We'll talk about LeBron though.
I said the GOAT, not washed 90s player.
No,
Wow.
you said that.
Wow.
No,
I mean, I have
respect
to
my-
That's
agree with Coach on this.
crazy.
I have
respect
to
my
go
GOAT.
with
I'm just
Coach on
kidding.
this one.
LeBron made a very questionable statement. Not something that we shouldn't have expected to see, but LeBron says, "I do well." We have the clip. Why don't we'll just play the clip?
Let the clip do it too all the
Goals
time.
like that, just shy of 40 years old. Usually, how long do you think you could be playing at this level if you chose to?
Well, it's not me. Obviously, it's the mind. It's wherever my mind is how the rest of my body is gonna go, whatever the case might be. I don't know. I'm not gonna play that much longer, to be completely honest. I don't know how many years that it is, if it's 1 year or 2 years or whatever the case may be. But I'm not. I said the other night, I'm not playing till the wheels fall off. I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not gonna be the guy, that's, disrespecting the game because I just want to be out on the floor. No, that won't be me.
I'm not playing until the wheels fall off.
Sure.
Kind of sounds like something Mike Tyson should be saying too.
Okay, let's relax.
Just saying. But on a basketball note,
Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic.
it's just too good. LeBron is 39. This is no secret. It's probably
shoot
the biggest story
myself.
when you talk about the Lakers and LeBron James. He's 39 years old, 22nd season. He's averaging 23.5, 8.1 rebounds, and 9.4 assists per game. I mean, damn near triple-double. He's not exactly slowing down per se. He's just taking a lesser role, but still his stats say otherwise. Lakers are doing absolutely fine. He's relishing in this role. He seems happy. The team morale seems good. I don't mind if he retires while he's still a functioning player. I hate to see the guys that go out, and I hate to bring up Michael, but Michael went out as a not as good player. He just wasn't that good anymore.
Yeah, but Kobe Bryant did the same thing.
Kobe did too. No, you're absolutely right.
Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo. I think about the Boston.
So why'd you choose
Wade?
Michael Jordan?
Because I'm thinking about those top guys, and I could have brought up Kobe. That's right. That's a good point.
Yeah, because he was a Laker.
Anyway, but
Orlando Magic.
are we thinking that LeBron retires next season?
No.
So you think he
He's
plays 2 more?
2 years.
Well,
Minimum 2 years.
Okay. It's hard to say because I want to see. So my question is, I understand your question. How long will he able to be able? How long will he? Oh, Jesus! How long will he be able?
You're all right there.
Try again.
Why you call an ambulance?
It was a burp coming up, and it was like stopping me, and then whatever. How long will he be able to stay at this level in a season? I'm not saying for years. In a season, how long are we going to be able to see him almost averaging a triple-double? Right. It's still early on the season. I think it's a question that we should revisit once outside of Christmas time. Outside of Christmas time.
That or when they win a champ. How about when they win a championship?
No.
Oh,
I'm
we're talking like a month
season.
now.
I'm talking about
okay.
this season outside of Christmas.
I would even say the All-Star break.
How long he can see? Yeah, after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
If he can stay, because he said he's not taking a break. If we scroll to the top, somebody made a comment about load management. Apparently, that's not happening.
Yeah, LeBron and AD both stating that they want to play all games this year, which is great. Honestly, that's if you're an NBA fan, that is exactly what you want to hear.
Right, because your money's worth. Your money's worth.
Exactly. People have been saying this about LeBron for years. How long can he keep this going? How long can he do this for? And for years, it's been, well, I guess try again next year. Well, try again next year. Try again next year. And I feel like it is coming to that point. I mean, and it's crazy to say a player in his 22nd season that we're having this conversation about. But I feel like it is going to come to that point, and I feel like he will retire before it gets bad. Because it's not even close to bad right now.
So here's my question to you, Damien. Do you, because you're the big LeBron fan here, right? You're not even a Laker fan. You're a LeBron fan. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, before you jump into your question, I do want to state for the record, I've said it many times.
Yep.
LeBron retires, I'm becoming a Knicks fan. Okay? That's just it.
Okay, so you're the LeBron fan.
Yes.
Do you think he can keep up the tempo that he has at 39 years old? And I understand. I don't want you to base your shit off of previous years because there was load management back then, and he would miss quite a few games, and he's claiming that he's going to stay and he's going to play. Do you think he can keep up the tempo that he's on right now throughout this year?
With how the Lakers are playing, like as how they function as a team right now, with LeBron having to play less minutes early and play later, and not have like this, I have to take over the game mentality, it's all on me. I do think that he can consistently play as good as he's playing right now, or even just slightly better than he's playing right now.
Oh, so improve.
Yes, for 2 seasons. I think at least in points, I think his points will go up by the end of the season.
Yeah, I think points for sure.
But yes, I do. Just because of how the Lakers are functioning right now. If it was the Lakers last year and it was the workload that LeBron had to do, like just to dig a game out of the trenches, no. I think LeBron would have. If it was the same team, if it was the same Lakers team as last year, this year, I think LeBron might have considered this being his last year, especially if they don't win a chip. If they win a chip, I still see him playing the 2 years. If they win a chip in 2 years, I still think he retires.
Do you think he's staying around to hopefully have his son come up and play with him?
Well, that's another point I wanted to make. I don't know the times table for Bryce.
Bronny.
We'll get into Bronny in a second, because Bryce is honestly he seems like a much higher prospect than even Bronny is, and I would like to see him. He has more of the LeBron frame, and it seems like he would be a much better basketball player. So I want to know the times table, and I'll have to do some research on that of when Bryce could be league eligible. And yeah, I think in 2 years, I think Bronny should be able to at least actually start his NBA career in the proper way. I just don't think, and we talk about this all the time, I don't think he's ready now.
So Bryce can get drafted in 2026.
2026?
Yeah.
So that works out exactly with what I believe is LeBron's plan, which is to play with both of his sons.
I want you to roll that clip, by the way, as we're
here we go
about Bronny.
Yes, of course.
Go ahead and roll that real quick.
Speaking of unbelievable, they just released a stat for the first 2 weeks of the G League, and they ranked the players by their PER. That's basically how good are you playing in the G League. Out of 336 players, Bronny was 333rd.
Oh, my goodness.
In the G League.
Oh, my goodness.
Not in the NBA, in the G League.
Wow.
I'm not trying to pick on the kid. I want the kid to be good. He is Mario's favorite player. I want the kid to be good. But they have done him no favors. Picking him in the draft when you are 333rd out of 336 is clearly for his dad. That doesn't help him. Putting him in the NBA when he's not ready on the biggest stage with the most marketable team, that doesn't help him. And then doing this thing where he won't play road games. It's almost like if you were to do a plan of how you would make that kid successful, they have done the wrong thing at every step of the way. Jeff Goodman said, and he took a lot of criticism for this, but I'm going to take up for Jeff. I think he's right. He said Bronny's a nice player. If he had come back and stayed, he could have been first or second team all-conference by his senior year. I think that's a completely reasonable statement, but it also shows how ridiculous it was, Drew, that they went and got him picked.
Yeah, and when you're Bronny picked 50th whatever in the second round, you're not supposed to be on the radar. If you get in a game, no one's really supposed to notice you're even in there. Guys,
I couldn't agree more. I really couldn't.
But when I said it,
you got shit on.
Listen,
you got shit on in the comments.
Can I talk to the comments real quick?
Let's talk to the comments.
We like Bronny. At least I like Bronny.
I don't mind him.
I think it's LeBron.
I think it's cool as hell that this kid is playing with his dad. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a cool ass thing. But why couldn't you wait a year? Go ahead, Damon.
If Bronny just waited a little bit longer, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Like, I think he's a great player. I've always said I think Bronny is a great player, but there's a difference between great player and NBA ready player. Do you not understand? They're professionals. You have college players that are literally killing themselves to get this opportunity, and Bronny's getting it. Not that he doesn't deserve that potential spot, but he's getting it mostly because of who his father is.
Silver spoon.
You have to understand that it's not personal when it comes to Bronny James. It is strictly about fairness and about basketball and about professional. Like, he is a great player. There's no debating. Like, he's a good player. Like, if I'm a college team, I want a Bronny James. He could do a lot. He can shoot. He's literally the son of LeBron James.
He can facilitate the game. He's a great facilitator.
Exactly. He can do the things LeBron does, obviously to a lesser T because LeBron's a freak athlete, but he's just not NBA ready, and that's okay. Like, nobody, well, at least we are not bashing him for that. We're bashing the NBA for allowing Bronny to come into the league to face this scrutiny from everybody because he's just not NBA ready. Let him wait another 2 years and then play. We'll have a different conversation. I guarantee it.
And you know what I think though too is that hurts him more because mentally he's getting bashed by everybody. Yeah, he's getting talked down about. So not only it's gonna put him further back than if he did wait. Like you said, because he had time to mature. Now in his head, he's like, these people are talking shit about everything I'm doing is being watched. So now I have to be when I'm playing the game, I can't just play it because I love the game anymore. Now I'm playing it because I'm trying to shut everybody up.
Yeah.
But LeBron literally already talked about that himself. He said that, you know, it's evident Bronny has faced criticism in the start of his NBA career, but he claims that Bronny doesn't care about it. But of course he cares about it. He's a kid and he's young. Everybody cares about everything. But like
my point about the whole thing was that whole clip that was taken. My point was he was the dead last pick in the NBA draft. In my opinion, there was still really good players out there, still really good players that needed to be picked, and they didn't get picked. He gets picked, and then once he goes, now you got all these great players that are left because there's not a lot of picks. It's not NFL, right? He jumps into the NBA. They realize this guy is not that good. He's not ready. Let's send him to G League. That point on that clip, as I said, those guys in the G League are going to eat him up because those guys are hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys want it more. I feel like Bronny's plate is just empty. Is he hungry or did he eat? Does that make sense?
No, because he skipped right over those guys.
Right. So we don't know. We don't know the potential that we can have with him. And it's not me bashing the kid. It's not. It's dad trying to rush the product, I think, a little bit. If I'm being honest, I think it's dad trying to rush it. He wanted to be the only – because let's be real. LeBron James likes his stats. As much as he'll try and say he doesn't, because greats don't call themselves great. He has called himself great. Okay?
But he's also earned it.
But you never call yourself a great. Don't matter if you earned it or not. So him getting his son to play basketball with him and the photo op and first player, that's just another little ribbon, and it hurts the kid because now the kid is almost fucking dead last in the G League, dog.
But for me, I don't think that LeBron's necessarily cared about the statistic of being the first person to play with his son. I think as a person, he really wanted that moment for himself. You know, what a cool thing to be able to talk about in 10 years. Like, yeah, man, I got to play with my son in an NBA game. How amazing is that?
I
Go ahead
agree
and read that.
100% with what Matt said.
Go ahead and read that.
Since Bronny isn't hungry, he's been handed his role on a golden platter by LeBron. If Bronny had time to develop more in college, he would be similar to Donovan Mitchell, who actually contributes on the team.
And that's essentially what I'm saying. If I get that he wanted you know, to make it like, oh, he wanted to play with his son and da 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 da. I understand that. But look at the way you're playing right now. But look at the way you're fucking averaging 23 points. You're averaging 8 rebounds. You're averaging 9 assists. You're shooting 50 from the free throw. I mean, from just shooting 50%, 51. You can play another few years. Why rush the product? Now you've only hurt your son, in my opinion. And we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. And there's just great speculation.
So you're saying LeBron could play a few more years?
I do think so. I think he could play. Even if he doesn't want to play till the wheels fall off. Bitch, who's telling him no? Who's telling him no?
Himself.
It's true. I think like what he said, and that's probably the most underrated of the LeBron clip, is his mind. His mind just saying like, I'm good.
So I mean but that's the thing about athletes, though, is that if you don't have that mental behind it, like I just watched a recent. I can't remember which player it was for. It wasn't like some superstar. It was the normal, like an everyday like NFL player. He was just like, I don't have it. Yeah, I don't want to play anymore. This one day I woke up and was like, I just don't want to play anymore. So when your mind goes, your body's not going to keep playing. It's because you're going to be forcing yourself. You're not going to produce.
But this is what I'm saying about Mike Tyson. Like, he said that already, and then he's still going out there for cash grabs and looking terrible. I'm sorry. Like, he is one of my favorite boxers ever. I think he's incredible. I can watch a Mike Tyson, I can watch Mike Tyson's highlights to this day. But if you're done, then be done. Don't try to, like, keep catching that light back and back and back. Like, let it go. If you want to do boxing, like, you want to, like, that's your image, like, do things around the sport. Become a commentator. Become a coach. Do something useful beyond just being that guy. Like, it's okay. And I think LeBron could potentially have a career as a coach or some part of a team or an owner. And I know he had plans to do that. And it's like, until he's out of it, until he looks like, okay, it's time to go, I think he should just play, wait for Bronny to be ready, wait for Bryce to be NBA ready, and then call it. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think 2K's got the script, because whenever he retires on 2K, he becomes an assistant coach. You could pick him up.
The crazy thing is, Tyson isn't terrible. He held back 75%. Earned the payday from Jake Paul, influencer boxer. Yeah, we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, man. Matt, we kind of talked about we can see it. We kind of saw it a little bit, but we also talked about his health a little bit. Man, kind of almost died. Like, he had 8 pints of blood pumped into him, lost about 25 pounds in 11 days. So he was kind of going through it. I'm not saying that's the reason why he didn't look as good, but I am saying that's the reason why his legs weren't good. His legs didn't lie. There was times where his legs looked really, really bad. And in boxing, if your legs aren't solid, it's scary.
His body is saying no.
Yeah. But let's bump over. I think we're good with the James family here, if they will allow us to move on.
We're good. Let's move on.
All right. Let's talk about the Warriors, man. Warriors getting Curry back, man. We talked about his ankles early on in the season. He's playing really good ball, man. I know they just lost to the the Clippers. Sorry, they just lost.
How they beat themselves? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, how they beat themselves, right?
Hey, that can happen. You can beat yourself.
Looking at the scores, man, it's tough because you had 3 people with double-digit points, and the rest of the team all in singular digits. And the third one only had 12. Curry was with against that Clippers team. He had 26 points. His boy Wiggins with 22, and everybody else was in single digits except for 12 points. So it's kind of hard to win games when your team isn't playing team ball. And I get it; it's still Steph Curry. For him coming back with no Klay Thompson, no, no captain. Like that's what they call him,
Captain Clay.
Captain Clay. He's still averaging 22.7 points, man, 5.1 rebounds, 6.4 assists, shooting 47.9%. He's had 2 really bad games. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's one game where he had 12 points, another game where he had 13, but he's had 4 really good games, one 27, one with 36, and another one with 37. And that was against his boy Captain Clay. He played really well that game.
I do want to touch on that actually. Is it like can we agree from the eye test? Curry plays better when it's personal, right?
Yeah.
You think about when they beat Boston. That ruined a parlay for my brother, by the way. Because I told him to pick Boston, and the Warriors came and stomped on that. Boston's notoriously talked a lot of trash to Curry, specifically Jaylen Brown. And, they had their finals matchup, and, Warriors came out on top. And then you have this Mavericks team, and they have Kyrie, another notable Kyrie opponent, Curry opponent, and then you have Clay, and then Curry was really intense by the end of that game, like visibly, like very animated,
Yeah. He put him with a.
And I forget what he says. He says, "Should have stayed here" or something like that. He said something like that. That was just like crazy. Should have stayed here. Should have stayed here. Or, I mean, it seems like he's taking it personally.
Absolutely.
But I mean, if you think about that, though, like that's kind of the athlete, like an actual like champion athlete mentality. When you have that grudge match or that something to play for, it just brings a different kind of animal out. Think about any rival game. When you play your rival school when you're in high school, it's just something about that game that just feels different.
So intense.
Is it something about you that makes you want to play? Like, even like with mine, like one of my years, I got injured at the beginning of the game. I tried to play through the injury because I wanted to play against our rivals. There's something different about playing that game. So, like, and obviously that's not a rival situation, but when you got something to prove or something that like a personal like grudge or a personal like just need to want to win that game, it just makes you play different.
Like the great Michael Jordan said, and I took that personally. I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
You have these guys that they look and give them a reason, and this is what they do. Curry is one of those people. The other 3 guys that, for me are the guys that you look as the greatest players of all time, MJ, Kobe, Bron. Those are the guys, like, you don't say certain things to them, and they all have their different ways of attacking it. You don't. You just, like, there's no point. Why are you even entertaining that? Like, you're going to talk shit to a guy who's literally just going to go out there and just personally make it his mission to kill you. Why?
I think out of that list, man, the one that's the top of that list with when it comes to that was fucking Kobe. Kobe there's some kind of fucking like there's a switch in his head, man. Like
Michael
No,
was
it was
on
Michael.
go mode all the
No, it
time,
was-
but no.
No. It was Michael.
Kobe.
No.
he was the
serial
more
killer
consistent.
mentality.
We're talking about grudge holders. We're not talking about the most consistent with that mentality on every single game. I'm talking
Go,
about when he has a personal
go
grudge.
look up some of those clips, and they were like there would be games he'd be like, "Oh, you had a nice game," and the dude's like, "Huh?"
Oh, tremendous shit talker.
And he'd be like, "No, you had a nice game." And at that point, it was like Michael had like 10 points. I can't remember who it was. I'll find it. And then all of a sudden, Michael ended the night with 40.
I remember. I know which game you're talking about. But I'm talking about the fact that Kobe even did it to Michael. Michael said, because Kobe was wearing Jordans at the time, you can put on the shoes, but you'll never fill them. I mean, ouch. Kobe came back, dropped 40 on him. That's
Yeah, but
different.
that's like an old Michael.
Doesn't matter. He would kill
What do
an
you
old
mean
Michael.
it doesn't matter? That's like me,
Michael was still
me beating up on Mike Tyson or Jake Paul beating
Man,
Mike
that
Tyson. Okay,
That'd be
like
Is that gonna be the reference of the? Is this fight gonna be the reference of the night?
God,
I want to go.
playing like Tyson.
I want to go over the scores real quick. Right now, the Bucks and the Bulls are in a tight fight right now. Third quarter, 89-82. Bucks are up.
Snooze fest.
Pacers and Rockets are in a tight fight as well. 62-53 coming into halftime. Trailblazers are still in there fighting the Thunder. 47-44 third quarter. And then 76ers and Grizzlies, looks like Grizzlies are starting to take off. They're up by 10, 63-53 at halftime. In a tightly contested fight here with the Cavaliers and the Pelicans in the fourth quarter, 110-79.
Man, get out of here. You're crazy. You got me going for a second. I was like, what? What?
It's like Mike Tyson and Jake
Are you
Paul.
tweaking, bro?
No. It's like Serrano and Taylor.
Yeah, that's
107 more punches. Oh, man.
Jesus Christ.
I think it's about that time, man. Let's get into some interesting stuff going on with these fines, huh?
Oh man, basketball.
You
know what? You guys touched on it earlier with these the era of referees that we're in sports is just something else.
So LaMelo Ball decides to step up on the court, and he says, "We loaded up.
No
Pause.
homo.
No homo." $100,000 fine.
Oh, 100. You said 100,000?
100,000.
That's fucking crazy.
And I get it. We're gonna get people in the comments. Yeah, they make millions of dollars. That's still a lot of money, dude. Like, are you kidding me? We all say that. Everybody says that. Like, what are we scared of here?
He's not trying to offend a group of people. He's saying like common slang that people say.
Literally, that people say every day.
People don't think of.
But we walk around the school. Me and my boy Damien work together. We walk around the school. How many times do we hear that in a day, bruh?
Dude, it's like common conversation. It's like laughable. $100,000 for that. You know how many kids would be? They'd be gone forever.
Be suspended.
They would never have money in their life.
Yeah.
That's just oh god. The league needs to not do
They're
that.
softer than the NFL. That's crazy.
Because you're going to get a bunch of players who don't want to even speak in post-game interviews. They're not. And that's like, a lot of people like to hear what the player has to say after the game. I think back, like, they used to, like, and you weren't supposed to, but, like, Shaq would get on TV, and there's a very notable clip where he's like, they took over the fucking game. And it's just like, live television, baby.
Yep.
Did they fine him $100,000? I doubt it.
Yep.
It was probably a good fine, but I know $100,000. He said no homo.
Right.
I wonder how many times that Marshawn Lynch has gotten fined for cussing on TV. That motherfucker, I swear.
He got fined saying, "I'm just here, so I won't get fined."
Yes, I remember that.
You guys remember that speech?
Yes, I do remember.
I'm just
was
here.
that during the Super Bowl?
Yes.
That was during the Super Bowl, right?
And he got fined for saying, "I'm just here, so I won't get fined."
Come on.
I don't feel like they should be able to force you to, like, if you don't want to fucking talk, okay.
Correct.
There's a bunch of other people that want to. There's a bunch of other people that want that spotlight.
Where's the Players Association when you need them, right?
Right. Doc Rivers also finds himself in a hole with under $25,000 for publicly criticizing referees.
You cannot talk bad about the referees. God forbid.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will repeat that. He got fined $25,000 for publicly criticizing referees.
It's a down payment on the house.
It's not even that, man. It's not even that.
It's just a point.
It's
the
there's no freedom of speech there.
No.
He can't be frustrated with the referees. We literally had a segment last week
bashing them.
Blatantly no foul. They review it, slow-mo it, get different angles of it. Still no foul, gets called a foul. But he goes out and says something about it. Yeah, slap a fucking $25,000 fine on him. That's insane, dude.
How about we find the refs for making a bad call then, man?
That would be very good.
They get paid. And they get paid a shit ton of money, so they can afford to take a pay cut.
They make a lot of bad calls, and the NBA, like last week, we had two players, Jason Tatum and Julius Randle, both hit game winners. Both of them traveled. Guess what? They can't do anything about it. They talk about it after the game. Oh, both these travels were missed. Sorry. What happens? Like, what does that do for me? You're going to let me know that I was right, and that's it? This changes nothing. It doesn't change the outcome of the game.
That was like when we had that face mask in the. So that's like when we had the face mask in the Vikings game. They literally said all we're gonna get is a letter saying we're sorry, but that doesn't change shit that actually happened.
Cool.
The damage is already done at that point. Yeah, it's already done. So like, what's your little fucking letter saying sorry we made a bad call really gonna fucking help us at that point?
Let that be the championship deciding game.
Huh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that wraps up NBA. What a session.
Wow.
Absolutely. There's a lot of good stuff this week. There's a lot of good stuff this week.
What a great session.
Absolutely.
Great boxing, great mixed martial arts. Like we just, it was a solid good hour and a half there, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate it, man. That was really good. That was really good.
We aren't done yet. Hey, coming up, we got some we're gonna talk real quick. We're gonna hit some baseball real quick. We're gonna talk hockey. We're gonna talk some hockey. We haven't talked any hockey yet. We're gonna touch some NC from college football, and then we're gonna get into our bread and butter, the NFL. Quite a great week in the NFL. So stay tuned for that. If you're hanging with us, you're spending your Wednesday evening with us. We appreciate you hanging with us. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're following all of our social media platforms. We are in pretty much every platform you can think of: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. We're live tonight on just YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So we appreciate all the support within our community. And
quick shout out to Damien, man. We appreciate you, brother. Back on here with another episode. He's going to bounce out. It'll just be us three for the rest of the episode, man. We appreciate you out here, brother. We appreciate all the content you give us with NBA.
Hell yeah.
It's great chatting some ball with you, dog.
I appreciate the platform, guys. Like I tell you guys all the time, I think this show is fantastic. I love how raw it is. I love that you guys just speak your mind, and you do it in a respectful and honest way, and that's so underrated and so needed. So thank you.
We appreciate you.
Part of it.
We appreciate
you,
brother.
Man.
I appreciate you guys.
All right, brother.
Have a great night. Talk some football. Talk some baseball.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Take it easy.
Yes, sir.
Peace out, brother.
See ya.